Internet, I just bought this. That's for another time. Hey, it's Derek Alexander. Welcome to the Stop Skeletons from Fighting kitchen in beautiful, sort of sunny Seattle, Washington right now. Usually the last couple days it's been super rainy. It finally got rainy. Finally that Seattle rain came. But anyway, 2015 update. I haven't had a face-to-face with y'all since launching the Patreon. And before that, since I was back in my old apartment in Anchorage, Alaska. I was getting ready to move, and now I'm here. So it's been 1 year since I dropped the Happy Video Game Nerd name officially, and dedicated to Stop Skeletons from Fighting. And I promised that really nothing much was going to change. And I hope you see that nothing really has. For the record, most of the reviews that I've done this year came from scripts that I had started working on back when I was still dedicated to the Happy Video Game Nerd. So a lot of the reviews would not have been so different had I still been doing Happy Video Game Nerd. It's just a different name, same great taste. And like I said, I was going to continue reviewing games, and I did not lie. This has been my most prolific year ever in my career. Or my most prolific career since 2010, and that was only prolific because I made 3 Halloween videos in a row. And so, regardless, this has been my most consistent year ever in my career. Not to mention that it hasn't even been a full year, you know. We did the Hotline Miami review and then Jumping Flash. And then we didn't get really consistent and kind of get our feet wet until Monster Party. I kind of feel like that was the first real review that we did here. Those other 2 videos are great, but I felt like Monster Party and then Shatterhand was when we finally got a good momentum going, got a good production rhythm. And that was really what 2015 was about, was after I started moving and I wanted to get back into reviews, it was about getting into a production rhythm, figuring out how, we're in the new apartment now. How are we going to shoot these new videos? Having Grace on board to be a part of a production. She's in charge of the camera work and the lighting and stuff like that, and developing the show to a new chapter here. Again, like the motive behind how we want to make these videos, that really hasn't changed. That's basically still Happy Video Game Nerd. As before, Happy Video Game Nerd, I look at those years and that was just me in my apartment, all by myself running all this shit, and it was always in between jobs and in between school or other obligations. And so Stop Skeletons was my chance to take that philosophy, take that idea of just trying to be a little positive around here, talk about video games and try and be a little positive, and then but to take that idea and maybe bring it to another level that I probably would not have been able to do on my own, and when I was in the situation I was in Anchorage. And so it was great, just a whole new chapter for me personally. I needed to sever the Happy Video Game Nerd and kind of look at that content and be like, yep, that's done. So Stop Skeletons from Fighting was a good way to just move on from that. New chapter. So 2016 is going to see a continuation of the reviews, but I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with that. I've been pitching ideas. Grace and I have been kicking around ideas for other types of shows. Like the Recertified Classic is a great excuse for me to talk about well-known games and also kind of do a review / documentary. That was a really fun idea that I think has been well received so far. There's other things I want to try doing. I think if I just stuck with straight reviews, I would get burnt out again, which is a problem. I had many years with Happy Video Game Nerd. I also talked about at the vlog a year ago a Happy Video Game Nerd DVD 3. Like most other projects that I've done in the past, 2015 was the year of focusing on just reviews, focusing on this apartment, this move, the Patreon, just getting videos out, trying to be consistent, working on reviews, getting a production schedule. That was my focus. In the past, I've had a problem with getting in too many projects and getting too excited and not being able to focus. So I dropped everything in 2015. Just reviews is all they wanted to do. And that included the DVD. It was not even on my radar. I think in 2016, it's time to start moving forward on newer stuff, and I think the DVD is going to be on that. I'm not confirming here that the DVD is totally happening in 2016. What I'm saying is that in 2016 is when I'm going to start doing the preliminaries and figuring that out. In terms of that part of the HVGN's legacy, that's not done yet. And 2016 will be the year where I start really figuring out the logistics of all of that. And that's going to do it. So it's been a great year, 2015. But 2016 is going to be even brighter. 2015 was just laying all the pipe, all that boring stuff. But now can really get our fingernails dirty with just focusing on the production and really expanding stuff. So look forward to 2016. That's gonna be the great year. But if you've stuck with me through this year and all these years, it's always so humbling that man, people still give a shit about this stuff. It's always so wonderful. So stick around. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be great. Again, my most prolific year, 2015. That means I gotta break that record for 2016, make it even more crazy, get more content out. That's really all I want to be doing right now. That and playing Earth Defense Force 4.1 on PlayStation 4 because it seems like it's a pretty fucking great, a pretty amazing port if you're an EDF fan. 20-second review. Do you like EDF? Buy this. It's pretty incredible. Played it for a couple hours last night. It's pretty goddamn incredible. But that's gonna do it. Thanks again, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.